Welcome to the space. My name is Natalie, and we are here at Elevated Yogi with Maya and Leonard. And I will be guiding you through a beginner flow, and we'll be moving in and out of different postures. And of course, as always, do what you can. Rest when you need to, and take good care. To get started, we'll come into a comfortable seated position at the top of our mat. You can place one ankle in front of the other if it feels comfortable to give yourself a little bit more space. You can remove the flesh away from your sit bones just to sit up a little bit taller. And if you have props like a block or a pillow or any of the sorts, you can prop yourself up and allow the knees to come forward. The hands can come onto the knees, facing down or facing up towards the ceiling. You'll begin to draw the shoulders up towards the ears and just a little crunch it up. Take a full inhale. And on an exhale, you'll drop the shoulders down and away from the ears, closing into your eyes if it is available in this moment, or keeping a soft gaze out in front. Taking a nice, long, deep inhale in through the nose. Allowing that breath to come from the base of your spine all the way up to the crown of your head. And as you reach the top of that breath, pause, take another sip of air in, and then open the mouth and exhale, let it go. Taking that for another round, take a nice deep long inhale in. Filling up the belly, filling up the lungs. And as you reach the top, open your mouth, exhale, let it go. One more full round of breath, just like that. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. From here on this next inhalation, begin to circle the arms all the way up towards the sky, lengthening through all four sides of your torso. Your gaze can lift. You can keep your eyes closed or flutter them open to a soft gaze. And on an exhale, you'll lower your right hand down to the mat. You'll reach your left arm all the way up and over to the right hand side of your mat. Stretching through the left side body, the chest can open and the gaze can lift, or you can keep your eyes closed. Taking one more full inhale here all throughout that left side body. Pausing on that exhale. And on another inhale in, reach both the arms all the way up towards the sky. On this exhalation, your left hand will lower all the way down to the ground as you reach your right arm all the way up and over to that left hand side. Gaze can lift, heart can open. Breathing in to that right side of the body. Pausing on that exhale. Inhale, reach both the arms all the way up towards the sky. On this exhalation, palms will come together and draw it in towards heart center. From here, I want you to interlace your fingers. You can flutter your eyes open for this one. And then I just want you to flip the palms and reach it all the way out in front of you. Take a full inhale and reach it all the way above your head. And on an exhalation, reach it all the way back out in front. Flip the palms back towards your heart and take it into the heart space. Okay. Take another inhale, flip the palms and reach it out. Good, reach it all the way up towards the sky on that same inhale. And exhale, lower it all the way out in front. Flip the palms to face your heart and connect it in towards the heart. This time you're going to bow your chin in towards your heart center. And as you hold your heart here, take a full inhale into that heart space. Exhale into that heart space. One more full round of breath, breathing into that heart space. inviting kindness and light into your body. And exhale to imprint. From here, you'll lift your chin up to be parallel with the ground. You'll begin to take your hands all the way out in front of you as you roll over the ankles, coming into a tabletop position, all fours. Wrists will be right underneath your shoulders. Knees are right underneath your hips. From here, let's take a cat and a cow. So on an inhalation, begin to bring your heart forward, broaden through the collarbones, lift the tailbone, and look up. On an exhalation, you'll move into your cat pose and round into the upper spine. Draw the tailbone down and tuck the chin. On an inhalation, feel free to keep moving through these movements as you bring the heart forward, lift the tailbone. And on an exhale, rounding into the upper spine, drawing the tailbone down and tucking the chin. Perhaps you begin to invite some more movement into the body and you begin to rock your hips from side to side or draw them down to the heels. Or maybe you begin to take some torso circles, closing into your eyes and just allowing yourself to tune in. Following your rhythm of movement. Your rhythm of breath. Start to move back into a neutral spine tabletop position. Allowing the gaze to be down on the ground in between your thumbs. Let's work through our wrist flexors. So you're going to begin to move your fingertips and flip them back towards your knees. Once your fingertips are flipped back towards your knees, you're just going to walk the knees in about an inch or two. And then from here, take a full exhalation and just shift your hips back down towards your heels. And only go as far as you like, as the body will allow, and then inhale, shift forward. On an exhale, shift back. Let's take about 3 more full rounds just like that. Inhale, shift the shoulders forward. Exhale, shift the hips back. 2 more full rounds just like that. On this next inhale in, as you shift forward, go ahead and start to take the fingertips to face to the long edges of your mat. So now the forearms are going to face in. You're going to walk your knees back about an inch or two. And then from here, you'll begin to rock from side to side. Moving into the wrists. Allowing yourself to figure out your range of motion. And breathing for 2 more full rounds of breath. Keep pushing into the hands. Shifting from side to side. And then start to come back to the center. From here, you'll start to flip your fingertips to face the front short edge of your mat. Coming back into your tabletop position. I want you to extend your right foot to the back of your mat. So you're going to find a footprint to the back of your mat. Once your right foot is planted, take the left foot to plant to the back, moving into your high plank push-up position. You're pushing into those hands, engaging through the upper arm muscles, allowing your shoulder blades to protract, so spread apart. You have that diagonal line all the way through the crown of your head from your heels, and you're hugging that belly button in. Breathe. Take a full inhale here. On an exhale, shift it up and back, downward facing dog. This is our first downward facing dog of today's class. So just begin to bend into your knees. Alternate the legs. And really feel the length on all four sides of your torso. Allow yourself to feel the space as you bring the tailbone all the way up and back. And working out the hamstrings. And exploring any form of feeling. Anything that you are experiencing in your body, any vibrations, any sensations, allow them to cycle in and out of your body. Fully observing. On this next inhalation, begin to shift your gaze forward past the fingertips. On an exhale, bend into your knees, and go ahead and just step your way up to your hands. So bending into the knees, coming all the way up to your hands, and coming into a forward fold. And in this forward fold, let's bend our knees very exceptionally, drape the belly over the thighs, and allow your crown of the head to draw down towards the mat. Now your hands can stay on the mat, or you can take hold of opposite elbows, and maybe begin to rock from side to side. Maybe taking the choice to create a little bit of buoyancy in the front body, and maybe rocking front to back. And as you come back to the center, draw the fingertips down towards your mat. Take an inhale, halfway lift as you lengthen through your spine. Exhale to fold back in. Inhale, root to rise, reach all the way up into standing. Vertebra by vertebra, releasing all the way up. Head will lift, arms will reach all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, palms together, heart center. Take an inhale, reach the arms all the way back up. On this exhalation, you're going to take hold of your left wrist and breathe up and over to the right hand side, stretching through left side body. Gaze can lift, chest can rotate open. Take an inhale, reach it all the way back up. On an exhalation, take hold of that right wrist, breathe up and over to that left hand side. Stretching through that right side body. Chest can rotate open, gaze can lift. Take your inhale, reach it all the way back up into standing. Take an exhale and forward fold, fully release over your legs. On this inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. On this exhalation, you'll bend your knees, plant your palms, and step it back in the high plank push-up position. Staying nice and strong, engaging your obliques. And then on this inhalation, you'll begin to shift your crown of the head about an inch in front. You'll exhale and just lower the knees down to the mat. Stay here on the inhale. And exhale, you'll begin to bend into your elbows, hug them in nice and tight towards the rib cage, and lower the chest down towards the mat. And then begin to shift the legs back, coming onto your belly. From here, take an inhalation into a baby cobra pose. You'll begin to press down through pubic triangle, lift up through heart, draw the shoulder heads away from the earth, and not too much strength in your hands. This is all coming from your back body. Take one more full inhale here. Exhale, lower back down. Taking that for another full round, take an inhale, pressing into pubic triangle. You'll reach your heart up, draw the shoulder heads away from the earth, and then you have the option to stay here or press into your mat, zip the belly button off of the mat, and straighten your arms for high cobra pose. If you want to go a little bit further, you can press into the tops of the feet, lift your thighs, and come into upward facing dog. Gaze can lift. On this exhalation, you'll shift your hips all the way up and back, push into your mat, and come into downward facing dog. Start to walk the dog out. Staying here for 5 full rounds of breath. Tapping in to your inhalation and your exhalation as it comes in and out of your body. 3 more full rounds of breath. Three, 2, 1. From here, you'll begin to inhale and shift the gaze forward. On an exhale, you'll bend into your knees and step, tiptoe, or float your way up to your hands. Stay with your breath. As you fold at the top of your mat, you'll take a full breath in for halfway lift. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold back in. On this inhalation, you'll root to rise as you unravel through your spine and reach all the way back up. Take an exhale, palms together, heart center. Taking a few rounds of our Sun A, Sun Salutation. On an inhale, reach the arms up. On this exhalation, you'll take that side bend. So you'll reach over for your left wrist with the right hand and breathe up and over to the right hand side, stretching through left side body. On an inhale, reach back up. Exhale, take hold of the right wrist, breathe up and over to the left. Inhale, get long. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step or float it back, high plank. From here, take an inhale, shift the front of the head forward. On an exhale, you'll lower into your knees. Allow yourself to bend into the elbows, hug them in close, and send the chest down towards your mat. Allow yourself to have the legs release back. And on an inhale, coming into baby cobra, as you press into your pubic triangle, lift up through heart. Your high cobra, as you press into your mat, zip the belly button off. Or your upward facing dog, as you press into the tops of the feet and lift through the chest. On an exhale, send the hips all the way up and back, downward facing dog. On this next inhalation, you'll begin to shift onto the balls of your feet as you look forward and come into high plank. So you're going to shift your shoulders forward over the wrists, engage through your core, and then take an exhale and shift it all the way up and back, downward facing dog. You're going to take that for 3 full rounds. On an inhale, pop up onto the balls of the feet, shift forward into high plank. Exhale, down dog. 2 more rounds. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift back. Last one. Inhale, shifting forward. Heart is leading forward. Exhale, all the way up and back. And begin to lower into your knees very slowly down to the ground. Taking child's pose, your big toes will come together, your knees will spread wide like a book. Sink your hips back down towards your heels, reach the arms all the way out in front, and allow the forehead to press down into your mat. Coming into child's pose. And breathe here for 5 full cycles of breath. Tuning in to all the different areas in the body that are feeling any sensations or vibrations. And we're simply just observing, noticing, becoming aware. And then see if you can send your breath into those areas. So very intentionally allowing your inhale and your exhale to be sent to the certain areas in your body where you are feeling the most. Last exhale here. On this inhalation, you'll begin to shift all the way back up into a tabletop. So you'll press into your hands, lift the chest, walk the hands back as you lift the tailbone away from the heels. Take the knees in and come into your tabletop. See if we can create a cat and a cow, your own version. So on an inhale, create your movement. Exhale, create the next movement. And then coming back into a neutral spine tabletop position. We'll begin to find our way into our downward facing dog. So you'll walk your hands about 1 inch in front of you. It's about a whole handprint. You'll tuck into your toes, lift the knees, and send the hips all the way up and back for downward facing dog. From here, take an inhalation and reach the right leg up and back behind you. On an exhale, you'll step that right foot all the way through to the front of your mat as you plant it on the inside of that right thumb. Once you are here, let's move into an extended side angle. So we're going to do this by steps. So in your low runner's lunge, you have your hands planted down onto the ground. You're framing that front right foot. I'm going to have you plant down through the right palm and then pivot into the back foot so that it is flat. So it's going to be at a 45-degree angle, which means that the left toes are going to point to the front left corner of your mat. You're going to keep a bend in the front right knee. You're going to inhale and lift the left arm all the way up towards the sky. Gaze can follow. Now you can keep the hand down onto the mat. You can pop up onto the finger pads, create a little bit more space. Or you can take your right forearm on top of your right thigh. So there are options. And just allowing yourself to feel anything that is going on within the body. Your legs are engaged. You're wrapping your right sitting bone under, allowing the right rib cage to wrap underneath, and reaching the left arm up. On this next inhalation, you're going to use the strength of your legs to lift all the way up into a warrior two position. Your arms are going to spread open like wings. Your gaze is strong out in front through that middle finger. Your shoulders are stacked over your hips. Your front thigh is in that 90-degree position. And breathe. On this next inhale, flip the front right palm. Send it up and back. Reverse that warrior. That left arm goes down the back left leg as the right arm reaches all the way back. Gaze can lift. Begin to straighten out your front right leg. And then on an exhalation, open the arms into that T position. Spread your wings. On this inhale, you're going to reach the right fingertips about an inch in front as your left hip moves back. Exhale, drive that right arm down the front right leg. Left arm reaches all the way up towards the sky. Now you have options. You can take hold of your right shin. You can allow your peace fingers to take hold of the big toe, or you can just have the fingertips be on the ground. Lean open. From here, take an inhale. Using your legs, lift your torso back up. Reach the arms all the way up towards the sky and turn the right toes in to the long edge of your mats. And take it into star pose. Now on this exhalation, take the hands onto your hips. Once the hands are on your hips, take an inhale to roll the shoulders back, magnetize the elbows, and lift the heart. On an exhale, hinging from your hips, begin to lower all the way down, coming into your wide leg forward fold. Your hands will lower down to your mat. Your gaze will be in between your thumbs. And you are pushing to the outside edges of your feet. Now pay attention to where your weight is. If it is far back in the heels, see if you can shift your hips forward so that the weight is in the whole foot. If your hands are planted down to the mat, maybe you begin to walk the hands back to be in line with the heels. You can bend into your elbows, take the crown of the head to draw down towards your mat, and take the gaze back. Stay with your breath. On this inhalation, you'll begin to walk the hands back, out, in front, into your line of vision as you halfway lift through the chest, lengthen through your spine. Take your hands onto your hips. And on an inhale, let's lift all the way up. Crown of the head is going to lift. Good. On an exhale, you're going to point your right toes to face the front short edge of your mat. You're going to lunge into that front right knee. You're going to spread your wings nice and open. On this next inhale, let's flip the front right palm, send it up and back, reverse that warrior. Create space all throughout that right side body. And on an exhale, windmill your arms to the front of your mat. Frame the front right foot. Pivot on the ball of that back foot, and I want you to step the right foot back to me, the left, high plank. You have that choice to lower down and take a low push-up with chaturanga arms, hugging those elbows in. Inhale to lift into baby, high cobra, or upward facing dog. Exhale, shift the hips all the way up and back to downward facing dog. Well done. On this next inhalation, you'll lift your left leg all the way up and back behind you. On an exhalation, big step to the front of your mat, right in the inside of that left thumb. Good. Staying nice and strong within your legs, I'm going to have you pivot into the back foot so that it is flat at that 45-degree angle. Your right toes are pointing to the front right corner of your mat. You are still lunging into this left knee. And then you're going to begin to plant down through left palm. And inhale, right arm reaches all the way up towards the sky. Gaze will follow. Stay strong within your legs. Stay open within your chest. And breathe. Feel your body shake. Feel the vibrations. Feel every expression as you communicate with your body. From here, using the strength of your legs, take an inhale and lift all the way up into Warrior Two. Your arms will spread open like wings. Your feet should not have moved. And on an inhale, flip the front left palm, send it up and back. Reverse that warrior, stretching all throughout that left side body. Start to straighten out your front left leg. Take an exhale, open the arms into that T position. Inhale, reach the left fingertips forward as the right hip moves back. And exhale into triangle pose as you drive the left arm down the leg and the right arm reaches. You have that option to go ahead and plant the left hand down to the mat, to keep the left hand on the shin, or to take your peace fingers and take hold of the big toe. So this is just depending on what is available for you in your body in this moment. Breathe. On this next inhalation, you'll begin to lift all the way into your star pose. So reach that left arm all the way up towards the sky. Spin the left toes to face the long edge of your mat. Reach the arms, take up space. On this exhale, take the hands onto your hips. On this inhale, you'll roll the shoulders back, magnetize the elbows, lift the heart. Exhale, forward fold over wide legs. Your hands will plant down to your mat. Your gaze will be in between your thumbs. And find that weight. So if your weight are in your heels, just move the hips forward, allowing the weight to be in the whole surface of the foot. From here, let's go ahead and start to walk our hands about 6 inches to the left. Once you are planting down through the right palm, inhale to peel open. Left arm reaches all the way up towards the sky. The gaze can lift. On an exhalation, lower that left palm back down. Walk the hands over to the right about 6 inches. Plant down through left palm. Inhale, right arm reaches all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, lower that right palm down. Walk the hands back to the center. Take your hands onto your hips. Keep straight through the legs as you push down into the feet, and inhale, lift the chest, lift the front of the head. Take an exhale, point the left toes to face the front short edge of your mat. Lunge into the left knee so that it is tracking right over the ankle, and spread your wings. Inhale, flip the front left palm, send it up and back, reverse that warrior, create that space, expand. Exhale, windmill the arms to the front of your mat, frame that front left foot as you pop up onto the ball of that back foot. Step the left foot back to meet the right. And very mindfully move through your Chaturanga Dandasana low push-up. Inhale into baby cobra, high cobra, or upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. And walk your dog out for 5 full rounds of breath. 5. 4. 3. 2. On this next inhalation, you'll shift your gaze forward. On an exhale, bend into the knees and step, tiptoe, or float your way up to your hands. Take an inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach all the way up into standing. Exhale, palms together, heart center. Inhale, expand your arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms. This time you're just going to step it back into your tabletop. You're going to lower the knees down to the mat. Coming into your tabletop position. On this inhale, you're going to begin to plant down to your right palm. And inhale through the left arm. So we're going to take thread the needle. The left arm is reaching all the way up towards the sky. On an exhale, thread that left arm underneath that right armpit. Take the left cheek down to the mat. You have options here. You can extend your right arm all the way through to the front of your mat. You can take a bind behind the back as you wrap that right arm to take hold of the inner left thigh. And we'll be here for about 5 full cycles of breath. Allowing yourself to lean in. On this exhalation, you'll begin to release whatever variation that you chose. Plant the right palm back down to the ground into your line of vision. Take an inhale to push into the mat and lift the left arm all the way back up towards the sky. On an exhale, lower that left palm down to meet the right. Taking this on the other side, inhale, right arm peels open. On an exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left armpit. Take the right cheek down to the mat. You have choices. You can extend the left arm all the way through to the front of your mat. You can take a bind behind the back as you take hold of the inner right thigh. Closing into your eyes if it is available, or keeping a soft gaze upon the right fingertips. And breathing for 5 full cycles of breath. On this exhalation, you'll begin to release any variation that you took and allow the left palm to come down to the mat. On an inhale, peel the right arm all the way open. And exhale to lower it down to the left. Start to close the knees together. So you're going to take the knees together. You're going to shift your sit bones back towards the heels as you lift the chest, lift the front of the head for a hero's pose. You're going to pick your right side or your left side, and you will sweep your legs all the way out in front. Start to create enough space within your mat to lie all the way down onto your back. Once you find that nice soft landing spot, take the knees in towards your belly area. Once your knees are in towards your belly, I'm going to have you take hold of the opposite edges of your feet and come into a happy baby pose. You'll begin to shift the soles of the feet up towards the sky, keeping that connection between hand and feet. You'll spread your knees open and hug them in towards the armpits. You'll allow your tailbone to stay lengthened down towards your mat. And start to shift from side to side if it feels good and it is available to create movement within your practice. Otherwise, feel free to stay in stillness. As you begin to move back to center, go ahead and let go of your feet and allow the knees to come back in towards the chest. Wrapping the arms around your shins, give yourself that squeeze. Maybe even rounding into your upper spine, drawing the forehead up to meet the knees and curling into a ball. On this exhalation, you'll begin to lower yourself all the way back down. You'll start to extend your legs all the way out in front of you. And coming into your last and final relaxation, your Shavasana Folds, corpse pose. A very well-deserved rest. I want you to release any sense of controlling your breath as we move into these final moments of our practice. You'll return back into a natural, organic rhythm of breath, the same one that you